Hello, I'm Dr. Vernette and I want to welcome you to Pilates Please. Today we're going to talk about Pilates for men. This is Drew and he will be our special guest for today's workout. As a fitness method, Pilates often brings images of female celebrities, models, and ballerinas to mind, but Pilates method is actually a challenging whole body calisthenic workout suitable for men. In fact, this approach to fitness was created by a man, Joseph Pilates. Pilates as exercise knows no gender boundaries. With a few modifications and focus on form, men can certainly benefit from the practice of Pilates exercises. So, Drew, are you ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. So, let's begin. So, we're going to start in Pilates stance. So, Drew, go ahead and stand at the top of your mat. And then we're going to bring your heels together. Your feet are going to be about fist difference apart. Okay. Wrap the back of your thighs, squeeze your glutes, bring your belly button to your spine, funnel your ribs. Now grab onto your elbows and lift your elbows shoulder height. Nice. Now as he does this, he's going to slide his shoulder blades down his back without losing the rib connection. And then shift your weight slightly into your toes a little bit. There we go. We see that. Now keep your glutes engaged. Grow long through your neck. Nice. Now this is our nice strong Pilates stance, okay? Now step back with your right foot and lower down onto that knee. Nice and controlled. Okay? Now bring your right heel over to the left side and control yourself as you come down to a seated position. Abs are tight. Very nice. And then from there, you're going to bring your legs together. Center your hips onto the mat. There you go. Now, and then roll all the way down to your back. Nice and controlled. Tuck your chin into your chest. Perfect. Now, press your arms down against the mat. Okay? I'm going to actually have you scoot forward so your head is at least still on the mat. So just scoot forward. Okay. He's one of our athletes, so he's tall. Okay? So we're going to bring our knees to tabletop position for the 100. So get his circulation moving. Good. Now bring your knees together, ankles stay together. You're going to tuck your chin into your chest, bring your belly button to your spine, and reach long through your fingertips. Okay, so you're going to lift them about hip height difference and curl up just a little bit more, and then begin pumping your arms up and down. You're going to inhale for 5 pumps and exhale for 5 pumps. And that's our 100. You do that 10 times. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, and exhale, 30, knees together, keep pumping, inhale, 40, almost halfway, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep pumping, inhale, bring your belly button into your spine, keep connected, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60, good, exhale. 70. 80, and make it a little challenging, bringing his legs away from his center line. Good, one more, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Good, rest your head, rest your arms, lengthen out your legs all the way against the mat for the roll up. So, legs are nice and long. You're going to pin your heels down against the mat, flex your toes towards your face. Reach your arms nice and long towards the ceiling. Okay, so he's going to pin his shoulders down, nice, but he's going to keep his ribs closed. Okay, so that's the connectivity that we need to keep all the time. Now, for our roll up, you're going to tuck your chin into your chest, press your palms down as you sit forward towards the toes. Tuck the chin, reach, reach, reach. And reverse, rolling back down through each vertebrae, one at a time. Keep the chin tucked in. Keep your rounded curve. Take your time. Good, and again, pressing the palms down. Squeeze the glutes. Up, round, round, round. So you want to stay in this nice C curve, so don't feel like you have to sit up nice and tall and then round forward. Good, and reverse, rolling back. Good, we got 3 more, keep going. Funnel those ribs, press the heels down, reaching forward, flex the toes. deeper into that stretch and take your time as you roll back. Good, and 2 more. Belly button to your spine, funnel your ribs. Tuck your chin. Very nice. Rolling over. And reverse, rolling down through each vertebrae. Squeeze your glutes to stabilize your hips so they're not moving so much. And one more time, keep your ribs full. Reaching over, there we go. And rolling all the way down. Back is flat. And palms press all the way down into the mat. Now, we're gonna lift his right leg up towards the ceiling for single leg circles, okay? So like a lot of men that I have in the studio, the hamstrings are really, really tight. Glutes are tight, the back is tight. So what we can do is we can bend the opposite knee and that foot is flat, so that way we can lengthen out the back of the leg, okay? So he's gonna bring his leg, try to bring it 90 degrees, okay? Point the toe. We're gonna wrap the leg slightly. That's our Pilates stance that we started when we were doing our standing Pilates stance. So from here, he's gonna hold his own leg, right? And then he's gonna press his back into the mat. Good, and pin your arms down and your shoulders down. We're gonna go for leg circles. So he's gonna lead with his heel. Lead to the opposite shoulder, circle down, around, and lift. Cross down, around, and up. Good, cross down, around, and up. So he's very controlled in his pelvic movement. Cross down, around, and up. We'll do one more. And cross down, around, lengthen through the top of the toe. Hold at the top and reverse. Take it out, circle down, around, and lift. Out, down, around, and lift. 3 more. Good, keeping his hips really stable. This works your core stabilization and also elongates through the back of your legs. And lengthen all the way down. The leg goes all the way down. Keep your neck neutral with your spine, and then bend your right knee. Okay, so we gotta do the other side. So he's gonna extend the leg alongside the mat and then lift it up towards the ceiling. That's gonna have a nice initial stretch in the back of the leg, okay? So and keep his hips down, pressed against the mat, point your toe. You're gonna lead with your heel. Very nice. Now, keep your knee in line with your hips. Cross to the opposite shoulder, circle down, around, and lift. Cross down, around, and up. Cross down, around, and up. Lead with your heel. Turn out here. Nice. 2 more. Cross down, around, and up. 1 more time. Cross down, around, and up. Hold. Lengthen out that leg. Good. Now reverse. Take it out, down, around, and up. Out, down, around, and up. Good, 3 more. Down, around, and lift. Out, down, around, and lift. Try to press the leg straight. 1 more time. Out, down, around, and lift. Good, lengthen the leg all the way down to the mat. Both legs stretch out against the mat. And come to a seated position, right, for spine stretch forward. Now, spine stretch forward elongates your spine, right? So we talked about guys have really, really tight lower backs, which Drew has because he just did a workout yesterday. So what we're gonna try to do is really articulate or decompress the spine with this exercise. So he's gonna sit up nice and tall on his sits bones to start. Arms are gonna be reaching out in front of him, shoulder height. He's going to flex his toes, flex his feet. So he's basically pulling his heels away from his seat. So that's kind of the opposition that we talk about in Pilates. So from here, we're gonna pretend like there's a beach ball right there where his powerhouse is. So he's gonna lift and scoop his abs into his torso. Now this is a breathing exercise, okay? So tuck your chin into your chest, exhale and reach towards the toes, rounding the back. And he's gonna exhale, stack his spine, sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders down. There we go. Inhale and tuck your chin, reaching forward. Keep your arms lifted. And reverse, stacking your spine, sitting up nice and tall. And again, 3 more. Tuck your chin first, reach, reach, reach. Keep your feet flexed. So that's why we're getting an elongation in the back of his legs. And stack your spine. Good, so we want to make sure we're not hyperextending, so sit up nice and tall here. Arms are here, neck is neutral, shoulders are down. So I find that a lot of guys carry a lot of tension up here too, so you got to keep reminding. Tuck your chin, Reach, reach, reach. And reverse, stack your spine. One more time, tuck your chin, inhale and reach. And exhale, stacking your spine here. Now, roll all the way onto your back in a lying position. Tuck your chin. There we go. Palms press down to the mat. Bring your knees together, or excuse me, bring your legs together. Bring your knees into your chest and extend the legs up towards the ceiling for corkscrew. So our legs are up towards the ceiling. There we go. So we've already got some shaking in his legs, which means his legs are really stretching, which is good. So flex your feet. So you're pulling your heels up towards the ceiling. Legs are straight. So this will be really good for pelvic stability. Press your shoulders down against the mat. Belly button in. Okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to spot him just a little bit. So you're going to make baby circles. So you're going to come around and lift, and then reverse. Come around and lift. Hold your legs. Circle down, around, and up. And reverse. Down, around, and lift. Good. Just 3 more from here. A little bit smaller with control. And reverse, around, and up. Good. One more time. Actually, 2 more times. And reverse. One more time. Around and up. And around and up. Good. Bring your knees into your chest and just hug your knees. Okay. So that worked really well for his lower back stabilization and his hip stabilization. So we're going to do the rollover, okay? So I'm going to have him scoot closer towards me, so scoot down your mat so that way when your legs go up and over your head that you have some space to do that, right? So we were practicing that earlier, which is really, really good. Okay, so press your palms down against the mat here. Shoulders come down too. Okay, now you're going to bring your knees into your chest first and lengthen out your legs up towards the ceiling. Okay, so Drew's legs are going to lift up over his forehead and then he's going to gently roll down. This is our rollover. Okay, so with this exercise, press your belly button into your spine. Okay, lift your legs up over your face. Good, here. Now hold here. He's going to bring his toes down towards the floor to get that extra stretch in his lower back that he really, really needs, right? Because he's super tight right here in his glutes and into his hamstrings, okay? So we're going to control with our belly button and our powerhouse as we work through each vertebrae. So he's going to roll down each vertebrae one at a time, wrapping the back of the thighs. Very nice. Good. We'll just do 3, okay? So don't lower all the way. Come back to 90. Hip thrust up and over. Your forehead, stretch your back nice and long. Keep breathing. Very nice. And reverse, rolling down through each vertebrae, one vertebrae at a time. So in order for him to control this movement, he's really got to use this powerhouse. And one more time in this position, lift up and over. Press your palms down. Oh, we got some straightening in the legs, a little bit more flexible now, and rolling down through each vertebrae. Nice and controlled, belly button into your spine. Good, wrap the back of your thighs. Okay, that's going to help to keep you stable. Okay, and hips are down. Now, flex your feet, open your legs the width of your shoulders. Now, from here, start lifting up and over. Press your heels towards the ceiling. There we go. Now from here, lower down one vertebrae at a time. So this brings a new level of control with his legs and his powerhouse. Good, lengthen out your legs. Keep your feet flexed, lift up and over. We're only doing 2 more. Really stretching out his lower back, okay? So lengthening and decompressing his spine. Same thing we were doing when we were doing spine stretch. Forward, lower down, nice and controlled. Good, and one more time. Flex the feet, lead with the heels. Press the heels up towards the ceiling. Very nice, and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Nice and controlled. Good, and bring your knees into your chest and just hug your knees. There we go. So guys, when your back is really, really tight, it's a really good exercise to do. You only need to do really 3, maximum 5 in both directions. And It'll help to massage your spine a little bit. So let's rock up to a seated position, and we're gonna do saw. So if you wanna scoot back, probably about into the middle of your mat. Good. Now you're gonna separate your legs the width of the mat. Okay. Flex your feet. Nope. So flex. Yeah, flex the feet all the way back. So toes back towards the face. You're gonna sit nice and tall on your sit bones. So we're really working our backs. Arms are gonna be out. Yeah. So scoot forward just a little bit for me. There we go. Okay. Toes are to the face. Sit up nice and tall on your sits bones. Belly button to your spine. Okay. Now you're gonna twist towards me. Twist the torso. Now you're gonna reach your pinky to your pinky toe. Tuck your chin into your chest and reach your pinky to your pinky toe. There we go. Nice stretch. And reverse stack your spine and untwist. And then twist to the opposite side and reach, reach, reach. And then roll back up and untwist. Now, we're gonna pause there because I noticed that he's compensating. So what we can do, especially if we've got these really tight hamstrings, is you can bend your knees. So slightly bend your knees here, both sides. Okay, feet are still flexed. Okay, now what this does is allows there to be less strain on the back part of his thighs, okay? So twist towards me, sit up nice and tall. There we go, now twist towards me and reaching here. Very nice, so hold here, keep your knee in line, right there. Now roll back up and then untwist and to the opposite side. Reaching towards that pinky toe. Rolling back up and untwist. One more time each side. Bring your toes towards your face. There we go. And untwist. And last time, reach long. And untwist. That one was really quick. Bring your knees together, feet together. And then let's have you swing your legs around and come to your stomach. So your head is going to be towards this side of the mat. So we're going to go into Swan Prep. So Swan Prep is really good for working our back muscles. So his hands are underneath the shoulders, gluing the elbows into the torso, lengthening out the shoulder blades down his back. Bring your heels together and wrap the back of your thighs. So your feet will be flat, so you don't have to flex them under. Okay. So just bring your heels together. Okay. Yeah, so the legs are long. There we go. Yep. Okay. So your neck is neutral with your spine. So from here, he's going to keep everything connected right here as he lifts his head off of the mat and your chest off of the mat. So curl up. Get back stays nice and long. Neck stays neutral. He's going to look to the right. And then circle the head down around looking to the left. And come back to neutral. And reverse, look to the left, and circle down around looking to the right, come neutral, so head is neutral, yep, and then lower everything back down. And then one more time, bringing your elbows in, elongating through your scapula or your shoulder blades, lifting up. Good, now try to pull your belly button into your spine. Press your hips down, there we go. Now, looking to the right, circle the neck down around to the left and coming neutral. And then reverse, looking to the left, circle the neck down around to the right and then look neutral. Good, and then lower back down. And I'm going to have him rest his back just a little bit. So sit your seat back to your heels for rest position. Yeah, so sit back onto rest position here. Just to stretch his lower back out before we go into the other exercise, right? Okay, coming back down to your stomach. And we're gonna do swimming prep, okay? So we didn't do this when we were practicing it, but we'll add some things for him. So what you're gonna do is extend your arms out in front of you. Okay, both arms. So the arms are reached out in front of him and his legs are about hip distance apart, okay? So what we're gonna do is you're gonna press your hips down into the mat, okay? Lift your right hand up towards the ceiling and lift your left leg up towards the ceiling here. So you've got this opposition going, right? So this is really good for stability and control, balance and coordination. Lower back down and switch sides. Left hand, right leg, reach long with your foot and lower back down. And again, switch. So making sure that he's not crunching his back and that he's elongating his spine, and lower back down. And switch. Good, and lower down. 2 more each side, and lift, switch. And lower down, and switch. Reaching in opposition, lower down, 1 more time each side, and lift. And lower, and lift. And lower. Now we're going to go into our plank position, so he's going to bring his hands back underneath his shoulder blades. So let's lift right here. Pull your elbows into your torso, elongate your shoulder blades. Bring your heels together, right? So our toes are about fist width. So he's perfect right in his Pilates stance here. He's gonna wrap his glutes, so squeeze your glutes together, stay connected, belly button to your spine, and come up to a plank position. Good. So even though we popped up to the plank position, because he started in his transition perfectly, he was able to execute it perfectly. So we're gonna do 2 push-ups. So bring your elbows in and lift up. Wrap your glutes, that's our stabilization center. Lower down and lift up. Good. Now, just lower your knees and sit back towards your heels to rest your back and stretch all of that out. Good. Take a deep breath in and exhale everything out. And 1 more time, inhale and exhale. Good. So he's going to come to all 4s, and then what you're going to do is come around to a seated position, so that way your head is back where your feet are right now. I think your feet will meet me right here. Okay. So lie all the way back on your back. Okay. We're going to go for shoulder bridge, right? So glutes are usually weak. So we're going to work on those today. So bend your knees so your feet are flat on the mat. Okay. Now, let's see. This should be good. Okay, so bring your feet in line with your shoulders. So bring them a little bit closer in together. Yeah, okay. So your knees are going to stay in line with hips. Press your palms into the mat. Press your shoulder blades down into the mat, right? So we talked about keeping our connection. So even though our shoulders are being pressed down into the mat, that our rib connection stays slightly separate of it. So that way we're not hyperextending and working in one movement. We're able to press our back down against the mat and funnel the ribs, okay? So we're gonna go into shoulder bridge. So for shoulder bridge, we make sure that we have our anchors, which is the shoulders, our palms, and our heels. Now from there, keep your connections, funnel your ribs in. There we go. Now, you're gonna curl your pelvis under and lift it up towards the ceiling. Hold there. And reverse, he's gonna roll down through each vertebrae. Tucking under, okay? So that helps to really articulate his spine as well. Again, lifting your pelvis up towards the ceiling. Hold there and lower down through each vertebrae. Okay, we've got 3 more. Lifting up, press down through your heels. Lifting the pelvis up and lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. So the last 2, what I want you to do, Drew, is really focus on, so keep your knees in line with your hips. Really focus on when you lift your pelvis up towards the ceiling, that when you reverse, you're literally rounding through your spine. So I want you to feel your middle back, your lower back, and your sacrum touching the mat individually, okay? So last 2 times, he's gonna curl his pelvis up, and his body is nice and flat, okay? But for the roll down, he's gonna tuck and scoop his abs in, working through each vertebrae. Now that was a difference. Perfect, let's do 1 more, just like that. Knees stay in line with your hips. And rolling all the way down. Nice, now from here, bring your knees into your chest. And honestly, I like this stretch. It's super simple, but it's a great ending for such a powerful yet subtle workout. So he brings his knees into his chest. He's gonna cross one, and this is for your piriformis. Bring your heel to the opposite knee. Okay, now reach in between the triangle that we make and then pull your thigh towards your chest. Okay, so you're gonna pull your knee into your chest and reach in between your thighs with the triangle that we just made, okay? And you'll get a nice stretch there, so bring your heel a little bit closer to your hip. There we go. Okay, so a lot of times people get really, really tight in their hamstrings and they start to have symptoms of sciatica or numbness and tingling, right? So usually it's the piriformis muscle that runs right there in the glute that gets really, really tight and compresses those structures around, okay? So that's why we're doing this particular stretch towards the end of our workout. So pull the knee even deeper. Good, and release that stretch and switch to the other leg. Okay, reach in between the triangle. And sometimes I like to give it added stretch there. So do you feel that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Good, breathe into that stretch. Good. Now bring both knees into the chest, so relax the foot, both knees into the chest, and then rock up to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. Perfect. All right, so how was the workout today?
It was good. I know I need to do it.
Yeah, you know he needs to, he knows he needs to do it. Great. So remember, you can catch Pilates Please with Dr. Vernette Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning. So tomorrow, why don't you grab a buddy while you're at home and see if you can try a workout just like Drew did today. So thanks again, and I will see you next time on Pilates Please with Dr. Vernette.